Welcome back to the Core Cars News Tech Lab. Today we're going to take a look at the top 10 free Roku channels according to Roku. Now I've shown you my pick for the top 10, I've shown you our readers' picks for the top 10 free Roku channels, but Roku has their own list of the most popular free Roku channels, which comes from data that they got, probably includes viewing hours and how many times it's been downloaded and more. So we're going to check this out, show you what Roku says is the top 10, hopefully help you discover something that you didn't know about, maybe something you should try again. And if you don't like the list, you can definitely leave us a comment and let us know what you think Roku should have had in their top 10 for the most popular free Roku channels. First though, before we get started, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We post videos every single day about the world of cord cutting, streaming players like Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV, helping you break free from the high cost of cable TV, or maybe just get more out of your Roku. So let's dive into this right off the bat. As you would expect, YouTube TV is the #1 most popular channel on Roku that's 100% free. Or excuse me, YouTube, not YouTube TV. My apologies. YouTube includes a ton of content. This is just the default login here. Now, as you're watching this on YouTube right now, you're probably very familiar with YouTube, so I won't go into too much details about it, but you really should explore here if you haven't done a lot of YouTube exploring, because there's so much great content here that you're really missing out on. There's really great original programming there. Next up is the Roku channel. So this is a new, well, it's not that new anymore. It's been around about a year now. Service from Roku that includes a ton of free movies and TV shows out there. And they keep the ad content very low compared to other services. Roku recently said for about every hour of video that you watch on here, you get about 7 minutes of ads for the on-demand content. You can also use this to subscribe to premium services, so you can add HBO and Stars and Showtime and more here. It also includes a ton of content from partners, a lot of classic movies, newer content, classic TV shows, and newer stuff here. They even recently added live TV, so you can add or watch ABC News, Fubo Sports, Weather Nation, USA Today, Filmrise Movies, and more, ACC Digital Network, all included for free here, streaming live. Want something safe for the kids? They added this new Kids and Family section, which is curated content for kids from a ton of sources out there. And you can even pick, so let's say, you know, this is the kind of category my kids would be in right here. You can see all the content that's included. And they said if you subscribe to, for example, HBO, Sesame Street now airs on HBO. If you subscribe to HBO through here, you'll be able to take that, link that, and it will automatically put your Sesame Street and other HBO content that's kid-friendly and kid-appropriate included here. So you don't have to worry about your kids wanting to watch Sesame Street and ending up watching Game of Thrones on the HBO Now app. So the Roku channel is a really great option there. Highly recommend. Again, if you haven't tried it in a while, maybe time to give the Roku channel another look. Pluto TV is the next option up. A lot of people have made this our #1 in our reader suggested top free Roku channels. It includes both live TV and on-demand content. And so you got tons of stuff. It's now owned by Viacom, who's been striking a lot of deals. For instance, they just added the NFL channel, which is different than the NFL network, but they have classic games, like here's some 2014 games, 2011 games, recaps of games, older programs from like Hard Knocks, original documentaries, and more. Since it's owned by Viacom, they got Comedy Central Roast, MTV Latino, the VMAs channel, they have Spike TV, and a lot of other content in here included. Movies, TV shows, you name the kind of program you're interested in, and it's here. Again, tons of Viacom content, TV land dramas, Cinema Network, British TV, a lot of classic Doctor Who content in here, and more cartoons, you name it. Pluto TV has both live and on-demand content. It's a really good option there. Our readers ranked it the #1 free app out there. Next up is Tubi TV. Now, Tubi TV is one of the older ad-supported free services. They advertise as being one of the largest catalogs of free movies and TV shows out there. Now, when you first launch it, it will ask if you want to log in. You can just say, no, I don't want to use a login. It'll skip right over that, and you can watch it without it. But it's a lot of good content. Hugo, Primal Fear, most popular, you got Hell's Kitchen, you name the content. There's a little category for everybody. Family movies, Charlotte's Web's in here, Problem Child 2, and more. They often have a section called non-Netflix where they include a lot of Netflix great content. Here we go, non-Netflix. Hell's Kitchens, Kitchen Nightmares, Hoarders, and more. So Zodiac, Duck Dynasty, Dog the Bounty Hunter. And so all kinds of great original programs, Unsolved Mystery, great programs that are here and not on Netflix. So again, it's a collection of ones. Sometimes you'll find that these will have similar content, and sometimes they will have something that the others won't have. It costs you nothing to have all of these free ones out there. Next up is PBS Kids. Now this is technically under the free category, but a lot of the content is, if you donate, you can activate and get even more content. But you can access a ton of PBS related content. You can see they're celebrating 50 years of Mr. Rogers here. Sesame Street's in here. Let's click on Sesame Street real quick to give you kind of an idea. You can see full episodes are included, clips are included, and more, which is a really nice selection of content here. If your kid is into PBS content, PBS Kids is a great option to have. Again, 100% free, but they do often offer a way to donate to get more content. One of the things I often encourage people to do is to have some type of news. Having news on your app on your Roku is really great. I know we're in political season, but let's just say there is a major weather event or a major world event. Having one of these news apps, now CBS is the most popular according to Roku, probably has to do with them being one of the first to offer a ton of live free content, is a great option. But if CBS is not your thing, get another one. There's a lot out there. But with this, you can access live feed of a 24/7 news here. If you click on this, it will go full screen. I won't do that for copyright issues. You can click on particular stories if you just want to see it. You can see highlights of particular shows. So the Sunday morning shows, 60 Minutes, Evening News, CBS This Morning. Say I want to see content from here, and I can go look from the most recent one. They also allow you to jump in here. So they got a couple of local specific ones for Los Angeles and New York, with more on the way. They also have a sports one. So CBS Sports HQ is 24-hour sports news, and ET Live is 24-hour entertainment news and pop culture news. So check these out. CBS News, again, if you don't like CBS News, get another one. If you like it, it's great. But having a news option on your Roku is a great way to stay informed when major news events, not just political, but weather and just around the world, whatever's happening. If it's breaking, it'll be on these kind of apps for free. Crackle used to be called Sony Crackle. This service is 100% free and allows you to watch movies and TV shows. Again, though, it will ask you to log in for free. If you log in, you get the ability to save where you left off, favorite shows, and more. Now, Sony sold a majority control of this. I'm not actually sure how much they still own, but the deal with the new owners does allow them to have a lot of Sony content. So you're going to see a lot of that here. And they got really good content now in other ones. Aliens, Predator, Predator 2, Forensic Files, and more are included. They often have, or they also have a collection of Seinfeld episodes that rotates every month. You see Hook, Jill and Jack, and more are all included in here. So a good collection of content, movies, TV shows, with a huge part of it coming from Sony. As Sony, it was the majority owner for a long time. They ran it under the name Sony Crackle, and now they're kind of diversifying now that they're owned by new owners. So Crackle, free movies and TV shows, is a great option there. Fox News is another very highly rated news option a lot of people like. They do not have a 24/7 live feed. They do often, though, go live when there is major breaking events. So when, for instance, the recent presidential debates happened during the last cycle, they aired them for free here. Sometimes they'll have, when there's major news happening now, they will go live and allow it. If you have a TV provider, you can log in here and offer that. But they, but they do offer the ability to watch for free their shows and movie, or their show clips there. So like last night's talk shows are there. Recent news stories will appear here on the Fox News Channel app. So keep that in mind. It's not 24/7, but it offers a lot of content. One of the things a lot of people ask us about is local news. I want to stream my local news. Now, a lot of Roku channels or stations have a Roku channel where if you search for your local TV station's call letters, it'll pop up and you'll be able to stream your local TV station's news, clips, and more there. There's another one called NewsOn, which offers 24/7 live feeds. It will auto-detect where you live and then try to offer that where you are. Now it's detecting I'm in Central Texas, so it's showing this. But then it also shows me, hey, in Bryan, Texas, there's one here, San Antonio, there's a bunch in Austin too, Dallas, San Antonio, and more. But it's a great way to kind of check out what is, watch the local news. If it's airing live, it'll show it live. It'll show replays. Some stations offer the ability to watch clips of like just the weather on here, which is great. You can also search by all stations. So I can say, you know, here's my local CBS, ABC from Austin. I can go down to particular states and say, I want to see all the ones in California, and go through here and look at all the stations available in California. The other cool thing I really like that they do is if there was a specific major breaking news happening, they would have another option up here where it'll be like Hurricane Central, and it would pull all the TV stations that they have rights to that are in the path of the hurricane coming up, and it would say, hey, you know, in Houston and Austin and stuff, these stations are doing 24/7 coverage of the upcoming hurricane. And sometimes when a story is local, whether it be a wildfire or hurricane or maybe some type of other news that's local, these local stations offer much better coverage than sometimes the national news. That's what I really love about NewsOn. I love the ability to have that little tab here to say, show me the major stories happening now. Unfortunately, nothing's happening at the moment like that, so I can't demo it, but it's a really great option. Lastly is NBC News. Recently, NBC News announced that they're doing 8 hours a day of free live news streaming on the NBC News app. Let me jump back here, but then they do have 24/7 access to different stories. So you can go in here and check out the top stories, a plane crash, more content here, which is great. And you can, as you see, have an auto playlist or a live feed, depending on what time it is, playing behind here. Right now I'm outside of the free 24/7 or the free live coverage each day, so it's just showing me the top stories. But in the afternoon and evening hours, it's free and live. So it's a really great option. Like I said before, I would encourage you to have one or more news apps, and whether that could be through the Roku channel or through Pluto TV, maybe having their news app content there, because CBS News also streams here, ABC News streams in the Roku channel. It's just a great option. So there we go, a quick recap of what Roku says is the top 10. YouTube, the Roku channel, Pluto TV, again, Tubi, these three offer on-demand and with the Roku channel and Pluto TV live TV. PBS Kids, CBS News, Sony Crackle, now just called Crackle, on-demand movies and TV shows. Fox News, NewsOn, and NBC News are the top ones. I'd love to know what you think should be added to this list. I'd love to know what you think about how these ones got to where they are. I think YouTube's pretty self-explanatory. Is there anything that surprised you that was so high? Was CBS News being higher than NBC News surprise you at all? Well, leave us a comment. Let us know. I'll love to hear from you. Well, that's it for today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We'll be back tomorrow with more cord-cutting news, tips, tricks, and reviews every single day right here at Cord Cutters News on our YouTube channel over at cordcuttersnews.com. Hope everybody has a fantastic day. I hope you all have a great week. I'll see you tomorrow.